Harvesting, like so many aspects of food production, relies heavily on people power combined with new technology. But sometimes, nature's way is the only option.
All right, take a look what we have right here. It's this beautiful honeybee inside this pumpkin plant. It's rolling around inside, sucking up the nectar, but while it's doing that, it's getting all this pollen all over its legs and the rest of its body. It's a beautiful sight, and it shows in action this delicate relationship between the honeybee and the flower itself that's absolutely critical to making sure that this turns into that.
Even high-tech farmers haven't come up with a better method for pollinating their produce. But there aren't enough wild honeybees to do the job. Enter long-distance bee trucker David Heckenberg.
We truck bees all over the United States. 1st of February is the big trucking trip to California to pollinate almonds.
California is the country's biggest producer of almonds. But they couldn't grow a single one without the work of beekeepers like David.
There's only 2 million hives of bees left in the United States. It takes 1.5 million of them to pollinate the almond crop. Then the bees leave California and we truck the bees on to Georgia to the woods to get some clean food into them.
David has to give them a kind of bee detox because the California almond trees have been treated with 7,000 tons of pesticides.
And then our next pollination is apples in Pennsylvania in the middle of April. Once the apples are over, these bees all go to Maine to pollinate blueberries. And then pumpkins start mid-July. These bees we're sitting here looking at, this is Friday. Went downtown Pennsylvania last night and picked up 2 truckloads of bees and got home at 2:30 this morning, and here I am talking to you now.
By the end of their journey, David's bees have traveled 8,500 miles and pollinated an estimated 5,000 acres of America's produce. But these bees are facing a mysterious threat.
This hive of bees, it looks really good today, within a matter of 10 to 20 days, just disappears. There's nothing left. The bees are gone.
It was David Heckenberg who first alerted the world to a phenomenon called colony collapse disorder.
Are they dead?
It's a mystery. All that's left is the combs of honey. It's just like somebody took a sweeper and swept them all out of there.
Wow. So what's causing this?
We have a lot of scientists around the world working on it. We believe that it's environmental stress.
All the pesticides?
Pesticides. We have systemic pesticide in the seed, and it grows up through the plant to protect that plant. Some of that is getting in the flower.
Right.
And the bees are bringing that home, and then we see all kinds of weird things starting to happen. Don't swallow. Oh, I'm putting smoke in your... Sorry about that.
A lot of people agree with David's theory, but the scientific jury's still out on exactly what's causing colony collapse disorder. David doesn't know how bad this year will be, but long-term, the prospects aren't good.
Most of us guys that are in pollination business are losing 60 to 70% of our bees every year. So we've got big, huge fields, and there's not enough bees here to pollinate the crop.
Say colony collapse disorder keeps on happening and all the bees get wiped out. What does that mean? Like, what happens to all these crops?
Well, you're not going to have pumpkins, and you're not going to have apples, and you're not going to have cherries, and you're not going to have almonds, and you're not going to have a lot of things.
David's story is disturbing to me. If the bees are in trouble, so are the farmers who depend on them, and the consumers who want fresh produce. And it's clear the bees are not the only ones feeling the pressure. America's food machine is pushing all of our resources to the limit. From bees to water to the people who make the system run.